Okay, is it just me, or in Coming to America, the 1988 film, was there a song that called Coming to America, or is there just a song called Coming to America? And was it sung in this movie? Because I don't remember it in this movie necessarily from watching it this time, but I strictly remember thinking when I was young, because I saw this when I was young, we're coming to America.
It's Living in America.
It's Living in America?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's from Rocky 4.
So in my brain, my young brain, I purposely put that song in this movie because it sounded similar to Coming to America and put it over like either the end credits or the opening credits.
That sounds like what happened.
Coming to America. I like the idea though.
Wow.
That is James Brown.
We're living. That's Living in America. Okay,
that's
but
what
it's
he
similar.
I believe that's the song that plays when Apollo Creed is coming out to fight against the giant Russian. What was his name? Drago. Ivan Drago. Yeah.
4, right?
So like he makes such a big spectacle of America that he has James Brown singing "Living in America" behind him.
Oh, okay, that's funny.
And Ivan Drago takes it as an insult.
Okay, so yeah,
so he murders him. That's what happened. Hi, welcome to Down to Watch. We got another throwback movie here. What year did you say, Dan?
88.
That's Dan over there, 1988. Coming to America. Mike's over there by some computers. I'm Raul, and we watched this. What is your relationship with Eddie Murphy's early career? Dan.
Yeah, so we grew up in the VHS generation, right? So we had a lot of things we could watch on tape. Well, I'm just saying, the home video generation of like you could start to watch things at home or on cable. So I feel like I've seen a ton of shit either on recorded tapes from like, Beverly Hills Cop on a VHS tape recorded from HBO or so this movie too, same thing. I just saw it a billion times. I feel like on TV.
What about you, Mike? You watch a lot
seen
of
like
Eddie
all of
Murphy
his stuff.
All right.
Just when you were young,
probably my favorite is Harlem.
I imagine then that you guys are fans of Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what crazy.
Well, what's funny is,
right.
So this is the funny thing too is
I'm not talking about Norbit, Eddie Murphy. I'm talking about
no, like peak Eddie Murphy, like on the,
like
the height.
I would say probably Nutty Professor was the beginning of his fall.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But that was even
because I didn't even like Dr.
Was that before Flubber or?
He wasn't in Flubber though. Or you're just
Dr.
Same year, I think. Pretty
Dr.
much.
Doolittle.
You're thinking of Dr. Doolittle. Yeah, it was before Dr. Doolittle. So Nutty Professor for me is when I was like, all right, bro.
But he started going.
I like the Nutty Professor. Though.
Wait, was the Haunted Mansion before?
No,
that was after.
That was way after.
That was way.
I have no idea when, but
I don't.
I don't even think that movie came out in theaters. Did it?
I can't think of Eddie Murphy post
because I remember I remember seeing Vampire in Brooklyn. I was like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a fan anymore.
Okay,
and then Nutty Professor came out, and I was like, all right, I'm probably done.
Well, hold on. Can we say this? So Nutty Professor, if you say that's a dip, right? Yeah. That's around 96. And then Bowfinger, 99.
Bam.
Comeback. Like a slight little uptick. Right. Because he did really good in that, I thought. That was fun. He did multiple characters. You never saw that?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Bowfinger?
It was kind of an indie-ish.
Yeah, I never saw Bowfinger.
Is that the one where they're making that movie, Chubby Rain?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Chubby Rain is the best name for a movie.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was already out by then. I was like, nope.
You didn't come back.
Okay. It's a pretty good movie. It's got its moments.
And he's not the lead. He's kind of a support thing. He's good though.
Very good physical comedy in it. I remember him.
And he's two
trying
characters.
to cross the road at some point.
Yeah,
and it was funny. Okay, but growing up, I thought, and let me know if this is if you have a similar relationship with Eddie Murphy. I knew him as like all his movies from like the 80s were like classics, unassailable, like great movies.
Yeah.
And I always heard about that too. But I didn't watch as many of them as a kid. I watched a lot of them when I got older.
You're doing it wrong,
teenager,
yeah.
And I love a lot of them. Beverly Hills Cop is great. It's like one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Yeah,
it's basically a super cool Bugs Bunny running around Beverly Hills.
Right.
Yeah, like it's dope,
and it's action. So it's like comedy
and great,
plus
and
action.
the music is great.
Stunts
it's
and
shot
shit.
really well.
Yeah,
it's a fucking
soundtrack, everything. Dude,
I know some people have problems with The Golden Child.
I loved The Golden Child. When I was a kid, I used to watch that all the time.
Like double feature for reals.
Oh, for real.
Golden Child and Big Trouble.
Oh,
like
yes.
That is a
I for sure did that as a kid.
Yeah, me too. Those two movies, that style of movie is a style that they almost don't make anymore. It's such a bummer.
Almost. I haven't seen anything like that forever.
I haven't thought about it, so I can't.
Because it's like PG. It's like those kind of movies that feel adult a little bit, but they're PG still.
Was it PG?
I'm pretty sure.
I think was that before PG-13?
Because that was before.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Was it?
Yeah, Golden Child was PG-13.
Oh, okay.
Because there's some risque spots.
Is there? Okay, I don't know that.
Wow,
well.
Golden Child has a 37 on Metacritic.
So people don't like it. A lot of people don't like it.
I don't remember liking it.
I liked it a lot.
You didn't like?
I remember like I was.
Coming to America has a 47, so I don't trust it
anymore. What else? 48 Hours is a solid movie. That's like it's not amazing, but it's solid, I think.
And that was the beginning too of like, right? That's what they say. That was a lot of the buddy cop.
Yeah.
Well, just the buddy cop comedy, and then throw in action. Lethal Weapon.
That and Lethal Weapon, yeah.
But I think Lethal Weapon was maybe second, right?
I mean, they came along together.
Maybe the same, right?
They
similar
of the same cut,
right?
All right, and
but you know what? Neither one of those dudes is a comedy dude. So like taking Eddie Murphy, who's a comedy guy, Nick Nolte, who's strictly drama guy,
right?
That duo was the beginning of it.
I mean, I'm sure
Mel Gibson was drama. Danny Glover's drama. You know?
I feel like the buddy cop thing though.
Yeah,
is like just a variation on like an older style.
But buddy cop strictly though for laughs,
straight guy, you know, like
but strictly for like
but they've been doing buddy cops since like the 50s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think that style is just a variation.
Okay, well I should mix in too the racial element too though.
That was definitely
that was what mixed it up.
That was the big thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and what other movies can we think of?
Well, here,
Harlem Nights.
Can I throw in
Harlem
this?
Nights is good.
I love
this?
Harlem Nights.
Because we're of a certain age, so we only know Eddie Murphy movie period.
Oh yeah,
there's a whole SNL
right.
dude.
I never really knew his
I've never seen an SNL episode.
Well, no, you have because you've seen clips.
I've seen the clip of the Gumby.
I don't like SNL enough to watch it.
Just let him say those things.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying, I think we need to, even though that doesn't play for us, I just think it's interesting. There's a whole thing that he only has made these movies because of the SNL and the stand-up.
Well, technically, he had two good movies before he started SNL. Or no, I guess he had already started.
SNL. I think he was the youngest cast member ever on SNL. I think.
It says 1980.
Yeah. But all that stuff was culminating. It was like SNL stand-up specials that were amazing. Boom, movie career. Here we go.
And then what else? What other movies do we have around this movie? Harlem Nights. You said.
I love the Harlem.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
What?
Yeah, never seen it. I know the cover. Boomerang was a little
Harlem
after
Nights.
Boomerang.
When I was younger, I'd laugh nonstop at that.
Boomerang.
We already said Trading Places, right?
No, we hadn't mentioned Trading Places.
All right, Trading Places.
Yeah. That's a really.
Oh, that was before this because he was kind of a support guy or like co-lead in that too. Yeah.
So that being said, I had seen all those, and I had never seen this movie.
Really?
This is one of the movies that everybody always talked about.
You mean you saw this the first time you seen it?
That's correct.
Wow.
What?
Crazy.
Mind blown.
Insane.
Okay, so your take is going to be way different than Dan and I. Because
maybe similar.
I went on a rant when Dan got here because I was so angry.
You guys.
Yeah.
This movie's a piece of shit.
Whoa.
There we go. No, Mike, see, so that's what he's going to agree with our reassessment, having watched it now, even though we give it credit for what it is when we were young, because we were young, but
I still don't think it's a piece of shit.
It's not.
I was frustrated and angry that I had to finish the 2-hour fucking movie.
See, that's the thing.
Wow.
This is funny because I didn't even remember it was 2 hours. Because I feel like watching it on cable, I only saw the bulk of the middle. I saw the middle hour all the time.
The first 20 minutes, like when I was watching it this time, I was like, I don't remember any of this shit.
Yeah.
I thought because what I did, if any of you listened to the Talladega Nights episode, I screwed up and watched the longer version of that. I thought the same thing about this one. And I looked it up and nope. 156 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Like
I know. No,
an hour and 56 minutes.
And this is what me and Mike both said.
Pacing.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
So me and Mike both said, "Oh yeah, it's that long, but it doesn't feel like it."
It felt like that.
I don't think it's. Yeah, that's interesting.
Super
I feel like you're a hater.
Now I'll tell you what. I think that clearly I like Eddie Murphy movies. I
don't believe that anymore.
No, he's convinced. That's why you preface.
That's why I set all that up.
Yeah,
because I think this does everything. It uses Eddie Murphy in entirely the wrong way.
I know what you're saying, and I don't.
None of his strengths are on display here.
You know, I kind of disagree though because I was thinking watching this again. Well, no, this is what I was because you know how Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop has the smiley, laughy, funny thing, right? Yeah, and I feel like that's why it doesn't show everything because in this movie it's literally only that part of him in a way because he's so optimistic, he's so gleeful, he's so happy most of the time. We don't get to see,
he doesn't,
any other
he doesn't
side.
get the opportunity to be a smartass. Because he's so positive.
But in a way, I think that's why he was like, I would say for himself, I'm speaking completely just like guessing, that he was trying to stretch himself a little bit for this movie.
I can see that.
And play against a type a little bit, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I give him credit for that. And
he doesn't do a bad job with what they give him. I mean, he's a good actor. I think Eddie Murphy's a good actor.
Yeah.
I think he's very funny, and I don't think he's funny in this. I don't think he has any funny.
Well, he's the straight man, right?
bits.
Like, he's the straight man surrounded by all these crazy characters.
Making him the straight man is the dumbest decision.
Well, but you have all the other characters that he's playing.
Second of all, there's only one other funny character in this movie, or actor in this movie, and that's Arsenio Hall.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's all there is, because that's why I feel like these movies back at this time, too, comedies like weren't as on the nose as they are now with like, okay, we're going to be a screwball.
This movie is so on the nose. This is like a super old story that's been told a million times, and it has no twists. It doesn't. They don't take. There's no new takes on it.
Yeah,
it's just the same. Rich person hides their richness to find true love story.
Yeah, fish out of water.
Nothing special about it whatsoever.
Well, so that's the thing I would say though, is that it's not. I don't know. Like, I know what you're saying, because I think you expected it to be like beat, laugh, set up, laugh kind of comedy,
or be like a for reals. Okay, this movie is probably the first time that African Americans got their own bland romantic comedy. Like, and that was like, because like there's a ton of white bland romantic comedies all the time.
Right.
I think this was like the first. Hey, here's a bland one. With African American people.
Right.
That's neat, right? We haven't done that before.
Yeah.
That's what this movie feels like.
And there's
no funny bits.
Right.
What is the funny? Tell me the funny bit of this movie.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So like all the characters that are surrounding this world, like all the barbershop stuff.
Yeah.
That's when I think about this movie, like I hadn't seen this for years.
Mm-hmm.
Having seen it, I don't know, Mike, how many times do you think you've seen this? Like at least 20 times?
Yeah, probably
even more. But you remember, right? When you think about it, I feel like I remember just situations.
Yeah.
Like situational funniness.
I just thought were hilarious.
Like just
and weird
enjoying the situation that's happening.
Yeah, that's all. Like, it's not really enjoying, like, saying Eddie Murphy's being overly crazy hilarious in this movie. It's mainly like, and it's also, this is the first movie, I think, when he played a billion different characters in makeup.
Yeah.
Right? So you know that, right? Obviously, all these people he's playing in the movie, and Arsenio also playing like tons of characters too.
Mm-hmm.
So like literally, I think I know what you're saying, because the movie seems like it's on an obvious path until we get to the barbershop scene. Barbershop scene. And then it's like a different movie at that point. It's like literally like a sketch. All right, let's start sketch, So that's what I think breaks up that monotonous thing that you're talking about.
That's just
enough.
I don't think so. I don't think that's enough. Okay. That doesn't change the story at all. The story still happens as it would normally happen.
Yeah, there's
and
I feel like
change.
Yeah.
In that way, I guess I just don't expect more from like the story aspect, just because there's enough other like random stuff going on
that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like what?
So here's the thing, Earl.
Okay.
This is the thing that like I was ranting and raving to Dan about when he first got here.
Okay.
Like, I've seen this movie a gazillion times.
Plus
right?
20 weird.
Yeah. And I can remember the moments that I thought were like just fucking hilarious my whole life.
Yeah.
But sitting through it today, I didn't laugh once.
Right.
And it wasn't that like I sat there and I was like, oh, this movie. It wasn't like Talladega Nights. Like Talladega Nights, I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah.
Like after watching it last time, I was like, I'll never watch this again.
For that.
I was like, I don't find this entertaining.
My life's quota of Talladega Nights has been reached.
I was like, Talladega Nights, I used to love it, and now it's dead to me.
But you just like clap your hands, brush it off, and go like, yep.
Yeah.
That's a series wrap for Talladega
exactly.
Nights. Yeah.
Whereas this movie, I knew where I thought it was funny, but instead of like laughing and stuff, I found myself like enjoying the pacing, enjoying the direction. And then that bothered me because I was like, wait, have I gotten to the point where like I don't get the comedy anymore? So now I'm just like watching it and being like, oh, this is a very well done movie. And that bothers me.
Well, first of all, because the director, dude, this is a very well-known.
This is John Landis. Right?
John Landis, yeah. Like Animal House. He's done amazing comedies. So I think that from the direction point of view and making it look good,
he's a pro. He's a pro.
Legit,
for sure.
yeah. That's all legit. Yeah. So I think that's what my memory is literally just like this style of a look of comedy and like the ability to like let a movie breathe, you know, like you're saying, like, cause you're saying it's just a rom-com.
But you say
thing,
like,
but
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, but
it's a rom-com.
It's so weird to me because I don't think of it in terms of even being like overtly just a rom-com in that sense. Cause there's like these other just like random shit going on, you know, like with the sister storylines and the jokes with the Daryl stuff with
she's got the classic best friend role in the movie.
She does, but then it's kind of reversed. Like when she hooks up with the Arsenio character, you know. But I mean, yeah, there's nothing I'm not gonna say that's like, you know, genius about.
I don't even think. I think it's just it's regular. It's like vanilla.
Yeah.
This goddamn scene where he sings goes on for so goddamn long. Oh my!
Dude, what
God.
about the opening dance scene?
Oh my!
Yeah,
God.
that was a little long.
But
I didn't remember it, so I was like, "What is about?"
When they were presenting the princess or whatever. Or
that one.
I was like, I enjoyed that because I was like, "It's a pretty cool dance." I was like,
right.
This is impressive dancing. Like,
see, I was sitting there and I was like, I don't remember this at all. And then I was like, I do vaguely remember this, but I thought this happened at the end. And then I was like, why is this still happening?
That whole beginning where he's getting ready was so slow too. Like it seemed like he walked to joke stations. Like, and the walk.
It was in Austin Powers, like
but in Austin Powers, he got this jaunty tune and he's dancing to each joke station. You know?
I was saying,
but that's because Austin Powers was made for like our generation's type of comedy. I think at this point, where I think like that's what Dan and I were talking about before the show is. I don't think our type of comedy fits this anymore.
Okay, so
completely not.
in its place in time. I'm sure it was. I would have received it better had I watched it when it just came out, and I was the age I am now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So I just think now
I didn't interview, but I asked the question of somebody older. Mike, you would know, Raul, Mike, from your former employment, who I still work with.
Yeah,
and I was like, Mike, I know you don't like because he's not a pop culture guy at all. Like I was asking about movie, he doesn't see movies, barely knows anything about cinema. But I was like, I bet he knows about Coming to America. So I was like, what did you remember thinking about this movie or what's your opinion? And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, because I was like, oh, were you in high school when that came out? He's like, yeah, I think I was. He's like, that movie's amazing. He's like, that movie's a great movie. He's like, yeah. So even for somebody like him to remember and think back, he probably hasn't seen it for a long time, but he's remembering it being like an amazing movie. So that's why for me, I think that's just stuck in my brain is the rhythm of this movie and a familiarity to it. So that's what I appreciate for it. And that's completely just in the eye of the beholder, that kind of thing.
I also said like this movie's a piece of shit because it would be fun to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to get that reaction from you guys.
Because I didn't know you hadn't seen it. I really didn't even know that either.
Yeah, that was what my mind was blown. Whole preamble was for.
Yeah, that was fun.
What I really mean is I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy this movie.
That's interesting. Crazy. And I could see that. I could literally see like this movie just feeling really flat.
Yeah, no.
Really like
take for example the scene where they go to the rally.
Oh, the weird awareness thing.
Yeah. The
like
beauty pageant /
church / talent show.
Right.
Oh yeah, super weird.
And each of those segments, they would cut back to to the guys, to Arsenio and him.
Yeah.
And sometimes Eddie Murphy would be jumping up or yelling something goofy. Yeah. But the other half of the time, he would just have a blank expression on his face.
Right.
And that's how I felt during that whole scene. I was what?
That scene at first, it made sense. Like it makes sense because like that's the joke is in like back in the day. They used to have these like community outreach things where the pastors were all crazy like that. Mm-hmm. And then they'd have like weird crap going on all the time.
Yeah.
And that was the joke.
I'm sure they still have stuff like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't gone to church.
They might, but I think Mike's right. I think that was just a launching off point for, again, like the barbershop guys, it's a sketch opportunity in the midst of this rom-comedy, regular comedy.
But the problem with that is that you have an audience in the movie who is Eddie Murphy, and he's also not super enjoying it.
No, but he's just, but that's what's funny
he's supposed to be shocked.
Like, he doesn't understand what's going on.
I didn't get shocked from his reaction. I got like confusion.
Yeah,
that's true.
Which is the thing.
Like, that's fine.
Why is there a beauty pageant with a pastor here?
Like shock is a thing that's like explosive. Confusion is a thing that's just sitting there.
Yeah, but I think that's supposed to, I'm telling you that I think they think they were being, obviously, like, that was supposed to be, like, funny to see Arsenio doing his thing as the Reverend guy.
Yeah.
Then like Eddie Murphy comes out.
singer,
That's my favorite guy is the singer guy who comes out. And it just like, obviously, dude, that's the joke. Nobody laughs. Everybody doesn't want to see this guy. He's
Nobody
horrible.
likes him, right.
He thinks he's awesome. He thinks he's like Prince mixed with like James Brown mixed with
I like the
Little
priest
Richard.
better. And I didn't like the priest in that scene. I liked when he came back at that party and was still doing the priest thing. That was kind of funny. That was funny.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think, dude, I think it's just a time thing, man. Because I don't think actors dressing up in makeup like this and doing tons of characters like in a big movie, like a big like studio movie, just wasn't done. So I think this movie was trying to do a lot of shit
for the first time.
And I think you're right about the like rhythm of like having black characters in a movie like this with this kind of pacing of like a Trading Places, let's say, or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Something just like a regular standard kind of comedy setup situation, fish out of water, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're doing it with the black, right, Mike? Because like, is there another movie that like, because then movies after this started doing things like, right? Like, I feel like this movie influenced a lot of.
This movie influenced a lot of shit.
I'm definitely not taking any of the historical value away from this movie.
Yeah. You're just watching it from your point of view from today.
Yeah. From being the first time watcher and being like, this is the movie that everybody who liked all those other Eddie Murphy movies that I like, they also like this movie.
Yeah.
And I always thought, oh, they like it because the way I like all those other Eddie Murphy movies.
Right.
And then I watched this, and this is not like all the other Eddie Murphy movies.
Right.
And I don't like it.
Yeah. No, that's fine. But I think in the context of like, watching those back when they came out. So if you get enough like Beverly Hills Cop, right? Yeah. And those kind of things, and then you throw in this in there in the mix, you're like, okay, that was a fun, like different Eddie Murphy thing.
Right, okay.
But let's go back to the regular Eddie Murphy stuff. And that's what he did, obviously. So
and
this was like a one-off thing.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know anyone listening to like 90% of the people listening to this episode, I'm the villain.
Yeah, you're being told to go fuck yourself. That's usually reserved for me.
Yeah.
And you get to get it this week.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's it's just totally understandable.
Yeah, because even in like Nutty Professor, right? Like the main professor guy, who he is not an interesting guy. But it's all these other people he ends up playing. The guy who transforms into.
Well, but he's the mask basically, so he still gets to play like a character that's fun.
I guess because that guy's more consistent. Yeah, with the guy he becomes. Yeah,
he puts on the mask and then he becomes.
Yeah, like in this, I guess it's a reaccurring.
Doesn't he say somebody stop me or what does he say?
No,
never mind.
That's the mask itself.
That lion that James Earl Jones is wearing is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That lion with jewels in its eyes.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Anybody wearing that is now your boss.
Right. Yeah.
Like is in charge of everything.
They just walk in. They're just like, I run this shit.
Yeah. And you go, yeah, he does. He's got a goddamn lion on his across his. Yeah, it's awesome. Unless he's a dentist.
So for me watching this,
then he can go screw.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Because the guy, the dentist who killed.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Dad.
Yes.
Thanks for breaking that down for me.
That's right. Just in case anybody was. Wow. Because that was that was a timely thing.
It is,
the past 3
What's a Harambe? It's a Harambe joke.
Yeah, right. So for me watching this again, I was more, because I'm already on the plane of like, okay, yeah, this is a familiar thing. I'm like Mike. I don't think it's overtly funny, really. But overall, I'm just like, good pacing, whatever.
Yeah,
Looks
I still
good.
enjoyed it. It's
But,
just,
okay, so yeah, for me, though.
I can't. You keep saying good pacing, but this movie's. It tells a real simple story, and it takes 2 hours to do it. I don't.
Yeah, which is fine because it doesn't in a way I enjoyed.
No, I understand that.
And again, Raul, that's why I think it's coming from like not a typical comedy of 90 minutes, you know, because it's like it went with a big, huge setup, which obviously I think is way too long. But watching it again, you're like, you kind of need all that setup because you needed to know who he is as a character and why he's going to America.
You know what?
I
don't think that any of the scenes are necessarily are unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they move real slow, and I don't think this movie is saying enough interesting things to like walk through them slowly and to like think about them and stuff.
Right.
I don't think there's any of that. I think they just.
But I don't think there's a re-edit that you could do that you would like.
It's
just fundamentally
maybe speed the dialogue up a little bit. Chop some of the like just walking and
so if I recut this and I just like speed it up,
watch this movie at 1.5 speed. Yeah, watch this movie at 1.5 speed.
Have a slightly chipmunk voice.
Pitch the vocals down a little bit so that it doesn't sound ridiculous. And I think this might be a better movie.
I don't know. I really think it's
What
just
is he
like
doing right here?
oh, this is McDonald's. Look at McDonald's
Oh, he's
operation
stealing
manual.
their.
Yeah, I know. I had to watch that twice.
Yeah, I didn't
I
get it.
never saw that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's ripping them off. Right.
yeah.
He also
Which
has,
is a weird storyline too, because I don't really understand.
It goes nowhere.
Yeah, well,
that
it's just
story
like
goes nowhere.
Well, I think that story went. Okay, so
it's just to mean that he's like.
Well, no, I think it's a
Trying to
behind the scenes thing because
they cut
the whole restaurant was filmed in a Wendy's that was being scheduled for remodel.
Okay,
and like they got corporate approval from McDonald's to like do like
to goof on them.
To instead of calling it McDonald's because McDonald's didn't pay for it, they were just going to call it McDowell's, and McDonald's was like, yeah, that's fine. But before, like the week they put the sign up before they started shooting, the McDonald's down the street, I guess the corporate office didn't tell them, and he came with his lawyers and told them he's going to sue them for all their worth. They were going to be like, he's going to destroy them. So I think the filmmakers like took that moment. They're like, oh, this is hilarious. Let's add this to the movie because we got approval for this. We just didn't want to have to pay McDonald's for having McDonald's in it.
Yeah.
But now let's make this a thing like McDonald's has a problem.
McDonald's is ripping off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a character,
I could see why you living through that you would want to put that in the movie.
Yeah.
I was afraid that you were going to tell me that this was like a story that was cut from the movie, and I was going to be like, "There's more of this goddamn movie."
well, it kind of plays. I feel like for the dad character, it kind of plays into like his thing about like wanting his kid to like.
He's a money guy.
Yeah, he's a money guy. Yeah, he's trying to find the next thing or whatever.
And I love that. I love the fact that he immediately turned down any financial offers from the kid.
Yeah.
That I really like that as a character point. I thought for sure he was gonna hem and haw and like
take way more money and be like, yeah.
So what me and Mike were saying though is that like,
or eventually come to the decision that no.
But Raul, did you think that scene was weird? The scene before that, when he's running around the house like a lunatic, straight out of like a screwball comedy.
Yeah.
And me and Mike were like both thinking the same thing because watching this again, we're like, okay, this is a different movie all of a sudden with a different brand of type of a comedy thing.
Right.
And it's like this dad is like seriously like this money hungry, you know, but then it's all in a setup to that scene, I think, when he's like, oh yeah, my daughter's way more important. Like you can't put a price.
Like almost every
like I wanted
scene
to,
the dad is in is a setup to that.
Right.
Like everything he's about is about money.
Yeah. And like hating the other guy or liking the guy because he had money. It's presumably more than the other dude. Yeah.
And that's another thing about the like, okay, you know, the show Don't Tell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the whole this other guy she's dating is shitty.
Yeah,
was very like told, except the times that they show it when it was ridiculous. like when he's hiding behind the table from the guy from Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
and they cut to him ducking behind the table like 4 times. Like I just assumed once he ducks behind the table that he's behind the table, but they had to go back and show me no, he's peeking again. Oh, he got scared again. like what the shit?
Yeah. No, it's a caricature of a thing. But I like the first one. The first attempt we see him, he just looks like a studly dude, and he doesn't put money in the basket. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I forgot that. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I guess when I was. That was kind of clue.
That's what I mean. Like it was like a. I don't know. It was
I think that's a subtler one.
Bat with a beach ball.
I think that's a subtler one. The first one, at least, you know.
Guess.
But yeah, you're right.
It's more subtle than that. It's still not that subtle. You know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like comedies in general, it's like we usually are gonna have a character like that. Right?
Yeah, I feel like when this came out, or even 10 years after it came out, the way comedy was done, you would have loved this.
Maybe,
but because comedy has changed so hardcore,
you're probably right.
And like we've become like the YouTube age where we need jokes.
That's what I say is viral.
Going. Like because that's what we need. It's definitely like a darker comedy scene now.
Yeah, maybe. But I feel like there are versions of these jokes where you can pull them off with just a different kind of timing, or I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a way to make this movie not very different and be much better.
I think it's just you're saying the way that you're saying it too, though. It just hasn't aged, because if you can take an old movie and you watch it, you've never seen it, you need to like it and see like the worth.
It's hard to put yourself in the.
No, yeah, because you're not gonna just watch old movies from the 20s and be like, what was it like in the 20s? You know, it's like There has to be something more universal going on.
That being said, there are movies that I've seen from the 20s, not from the 20s, from the 50s or from the 40s.
So you saw a train going through a train station. You were just like, hilarious.
9 out of 10 stars. No. There's movies from the 40s and 50s that I've seen for the first time because I wasn't alive back then that I genuinely enjoy.
Yeah,
Mike is Mike is a timeless.
I'm a 50s.
He's an unkillable monster. He's been
I let my hate fuel me.
But yeah, I mean,
well, here's the funny thing. Like, since you said that, like, what I told Dan before we started recording, I was like, this movie has come full circle for me.
Yeah,
because the first time I saw this, I was probably like 5 or 6, and I wasn't old enough to get the jokes, and now I'm like too old for the jokes because comedy has changed. You know what I mean?
So like there is like understand them. You understand?
Yeah, like I understand them, but they're not funny in the way I think funny is anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Well, okay. In that vein, I don't want the show to be about how I don't like this movie. Why don't you guys talk about what you guys like?
No, I think that's turned into the most interesting thing because for me, so watching it.
Well, I want to hear two people like the movie.
I'm gonna give it to you. So like watching it from our point of view of already being like, we know we like this movie. Let's do a refresher. We're going to do that thing where, when you see a movie for the second, third time, you see different things, different angles, whatever.
Yeah.
For me, having lived in New York now, I'm like looking at the New York scenes and like where the McDowells is and stuff like that, scenes like that. And I'm just like, oh shit, New York hasn't changed at all. Like the streets of New York look like exactly.
They look like that.
The same.
The cars are different.
Like cars are different, but the people kind of like dress the same. Even like, Mike, I was thinking about this too, and I'm sure you've known people like Akeem in the setting of New York, like being a like immigrant black dude. It's like they tend to like, it seems like, and I'm not trying to stereotype, but it's just like in general, people seem dressed up that are immigrant because they know that they need to like have a look or whatever, wherever even they come from. It's a cultural thing to have like a button-up shirt. It's like even if you don't have money, you're still going to look
white
good.
People think you're going to rob them.
Well, there you go. But in the context of this movie, it's like, okay, we could say he's just he's a prince, so we're going to look at him in a certain way. But in general, like his character reminds me of many people that like I knew like
African
that in New York,
immigrants.
Not even necessarily. It's like African, Jamaican. It could be island, Caribbean based. Okay. Yeah. But so I thought that was interesting, like seeing this again in that context of like, oh yeah, he fits in perfectly in terms of New York, and he seems obviously to take to New York pretty well,
Yeah. Even like by his first day, starts telling people to fuck you.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah. See, like lines like that, I think are still like even funny. Like when he's yelling on the fire escape.
That was funny. I gave like a chuckle, especially because of the fuck you thing. Because like, if you've lived in New York, you've had that moment when some random person somewhere is yelling "fuck you" or "shut the fuck up" at you, and it's like you could just be yelling at like you're watching a sporting event or something. And you like get excited. But you're gonna hear it at some point in New York, like,
right? And you can say it back, and then it's done. It's just like a thing, and it's because everybody's always. That's what I've always said, Rel. I don't know if we've expressed this to you, but it's like in New York, I feel like a billion conflicts are going on all the time, but they're settled and handled within seconds.
Right.
So everybody's just pissed off all it because everybody feels they have to be honest.
Unless it's a fight.
Well, it could be a fight too.
Because all
even
fights
then,
in New York, they take 30 to 45 minutes to even start.
Especially when
it's like 30 to 45 minutes of them yelling at each other.
Especially with Roddy Piper.
But even then, it's like that stuff's all just like normal. Because everybody's so close and on top of each other, you have to express yourself and deal with it. Otherwise, you're going to kill each other. So that's like everybody's way of just like coping, I think, with like.
And that's what the song "Express Yourself" is about, right?
Exactly. No, I don't know.
I don't even know what that song is.
I don't know, but like
express yourself.
I'd have to hear it. I can't think of what.
I just think it's
express yourself. Does it go like that?
No,
it does not.
No. It's like express yourself.
Okay, good. That's good. I like that.
Goodness. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So here's some big news.
My terrible opinion. Stay for Mike's.
Well, here's the big news. I think that Raul.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Most of all, is going to be happy to hear.
Oh, the sequel.
God damn you!
Oh, you heard about
that? Was announced yesterday.
I
oh, you read that?
I googled the movie to see if I could
things going on,
more information, and then
son of a.
But wasn't it? He's like shopping or something. It's like a. It's not like an interview or anything, right?
No. Like, Paramount has confirmed they're doing it. They're getting the guy who directed. Jonathan Levine is directing.
What is Jonathan Levine?
Warm Bodies, Snatched, The Night Before, 50-50. I don't know what the fuck.
Warm Bodies is good.
I know Warm Bodies
and 50-50.
Yeah,
those are like dramedies.
and then the writer is the writer of Girls Trip.
You know what? If you want to make this like a straight up dramedy, I think that might be a better.
Well, that's what we're wondering. Is it really a sequel if like Eddie Murphy's not in it?
Well,
or is it a remake?
Well, it could be like another
African country.
No, like another
Europe or something.
Entry into.
It's gonna be an Irish guy.
Is it really?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I was like, what?
They gotta fix it now.
They can't change. The guy's got to come from Africa.
No. I gotta have equality.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man.
Well,
That
it would be
seems
a
like
short
weird
movie if you came from Latin America, right?
But yeah.
But Raul, how could it be a dramedy?
I don't know.
I thought you said it could be.
If they want to make it like go, because I was saying the director seems to
do that kind of
favor
stuff.
dramedies. Yeah.
Yeah. But he also did Snatched, and then the writer's
Which one
Girl
is Snatched?
Trip. That's the one with comedian chick with Goldie Hawn. What's her name?
Oh, that's right.
The new one.
Yeah.
Which is straight up just comedy. So
yeah.
And then the writer's a straight up comedy writer. So I think that's the way they would probably go. And it would just modernize. It would modernize the things that you're having an issue with. They'd probably just modernize all that stuff.
So they just have to, I think, maybe complicate the story a little bit because there's really very, very simple premise.
Right.
There is not a lot.
Well, that's why you could make a movie now that has way more going on and make it 90 minutes probably, or 100 minutes, 20 minutes less.
About 100 minutes would be fine.
Yeah, 20 minutes less than this, but more even going on for sure. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I think I really honestly think that I would feel the same way as you if I hadn't seen this before.
Right.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Because I have really fond memories of watching this when I was young. And I'm really thinking now, you're making me question what I even thought was necessarily funny about it.
Because I
even
saw,
back then. I don't know for sure.
I saw most of Eddie Murphy's older movies in like my teens, but I think I was like in my late 20s when I saw 48 Hours. And I enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, this is a cool movie.
Yeah.
I can see why people loved it.
Yeah, no, and I think, like you said too, this is a one-off, weird, different Eddie Murphy movie. So, of like all the ones for you to not see and now see, is like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's playing against the odds even more so. You know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because those other ones, I think you're right. You could go back. Most of those probably have aged well. Beverly Hills Cop, freaking like
Beverly
the
Hills
day
Cop.
it was made.
Yeah,
you know,
but
Beverly Hills Cop 3, not so much.
See, I enjoy the sequels. I don't love them. I don't think they're
2 is good. 3 I saw that in theaters and I was like,
theme park, right?
Yeah,
I'm okay.
I saw that in theaters and I was like,
Judge Reinhold's in it. You know?
Hold on, have we done Beverly Hills Cop?
Have we?
Balki Bartakamus is back with like a gun with a microwave oven on it or something.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember Bronson Pinchot's in that? He's the like gay weapons dealer or whatever.
Oh, that's his new role, right? Like wait, what? In what? What are you talking about?
In the Beverly Hills Cop movies, Bronson Pinchot's like
he's not that though. Like early on, he's like
in the later ones. Yeah, in the later.
Right. Or at least has the hook up.
Beverly Hills Cop.
I know. I feel like we've had a lot of these conversations about Eddie Murphy already.
I'd be surprised because we don't delve into his work very often.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure, dude. Because I remember.
I don't see it.
Something for some reason, Beverly Hills Cop came up.
Yeah, we had a long talk about Beverly Hills Talk at some point.
It's weird.
See, like for
we have too many
Murphy
episodes,
thing?
Everyone.
What was it? Another Eddie? No, it couldn't.
No, we have. I don't think we've done another Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know.
Yeah, no, anyway. I don't think we have. Can you think of an Eddie Murphy movie? Because we wouldn't have done anything modern by.
We should do Harlem Nights.
No, just Beverly Hills Cop's the only thing.
I would go for The Golden Child.
Ooh, Dan would hate that so much.
No, that would be a good one to rewatch because I probably wouldn't like it. And I'd be curious to think if you guys thought that aged.
I haven't seen it since I was younger.
Yeah, well, actually, I saw it like 5 years ago.
I saw it like
I catch up with Golden Child quite often.
Oh, dude.
That and
I regularly revisit The Golden Child.
Well, no, because like my uncle, like you said, the double feature. We used to watch Golden Child and
Big Trouble. Those
like every few years or so.
Together so well.
So I know I watched it like 5 years ago with my uncle. Like I know for a fact. So
well, we got 3 points of view then. We got you who's seen it a lot. Raul hasn't seen it since he was young. Well, I guess I technically have seen it since I was young.
I mean,
because I remember the little Asian boy and stuff like that.
Late teens, early 20s, maybe for the like second or third.
This is what I remember from that little Asian boy. Maybe.
Oh, dude, we
head.
did Big Trouble in Little China.
We did.
Oh, that's what it. Is that when it came up then? Maybe.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't on that one though, so I don't know. I don't think I was on that one. That was pre-Raul too, I think. I don't know if you were on that row.
I don't know. He's got it open right there.
Well, you have to go back to before Scrooged. Is it pre-Scrooged or after?
No, I mean it'll say in the.
Oh,
this
who's on
one
it?
was
Yeah.
Talk.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Mike.
Oh, no, I guess not.
Raul never knew
The music
knew Adele would
producer.
talk.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
You didn't know
that was weird.
Takaru?
No,
Awesome guy.
he's got an awesome name.
Might as well be dead now. He's disappeared.
That sounds horrible. Why would you
Yeah,
say
he's
that?
like in the
Well, I'm
coffee
just saying, 'cause he's
hardcore
just-
now.
It just feels weird when like I don't know.
So
Somebody's
he's in the
like,
coffee
disappeared.
hardcore.
Yeah.
All right. Totally understandable comment from.
And now he's
No,
gonna
like
listen to
he.
this.
It's all like,
No, leave it like that. I like it. I like the mystery. I like the mystery. Fine.
Okay, this is my thoughts of Golden Child.
Give us the knife. Give us the knife.
No, shaved head, possibly. I think Asian boy, and then something about having to get across like a from like one side of a thing to another. That's it.
Interesting.
That's it. Yeah.
You have no memory of that movie.
Yeah, there's other stuff.
Oh, so Mike, I brought this up with you before too, because I was wondering about all the Jerry curl jokes.
Mhm.
And it made me wonder because I don't remember the timing of Jerry curl. I thought maybe it was a little before this movie, but I was like, if this is Jerry curl's big around this time, then how is it making jokes about something that's still of the time?
I think Jerry curls were always kind of funny.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I think
maybe
that too.
even within the Mike
Yeah,
can speak
when-
to this
even when
specifically,
they
within
were-
the African American community,
I think so.
they were still regarded that way, right, Mike? Would you say?
Really
What?
fast.
Like,
did
there
you
was
guys
never a
see that
time when they were
poster
like, everybody's
for
like-
"See you next Wednesday."
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
understand that.
See you next because the
See you next Tuesday.
yeah,
Yeah.
This is just a joke.
But
Anyway,
it said Dan Aykroyd too and stuff.
Oh, did it? I
Other
didn't
John
see that.
Landis people. I
maybe
think.
that is a real
Yeah.
movie.
No,
So
no,
it
no. I
like
don't
started in the early '80s, but pretty much died out by the late '80s.
I mean, there's styles that come around that everyone makes fun of, but they still exist. You know?
No, but that's a style I think that came and went, and then people still were like Eddie Murphy, like this is a funny ass joke still because we can have a character who's like literally owns the company. You know,
Yeah.
I think so. Those are some of the best jokes actually. Like when the
Is it-
grandparents get up. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
and
One of
it's
those
all
chairs?
wet.
Yeah, and it's all
Oh,
like
yeah.
wet, and everybody in the family's got Jerry curl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to disturb me when I was a little kid. so
And then
much.
and then when the song comes on, and it seems like it's legitimately just like a song in the movie, and then it goes to like from the billboard or something random, and then it's the dude in his car, and I don't know, it was just funny. It was like an ad. It was almost
yeah,
like
it was like an ad where he like
Yeah.
he puts it in and then like the song ends and like he
Right.
looks at the camera. That's what I kept telling you. There's like a bunch of moments where they look at the camera, not
there's-
directly
I
at it,
noticed that
but
one,
like
yeah.
slightly off.
yeah.
I did notice that.
So yeah, some of that stuff I think is fun. Like a fun, like very like again, it's like kind of a dated joke wise thingy, but
Mhm.
I'm super glad Raul hadn't seen this because it gives us like a different
Yeah.
perspective that
I really was
wouldn't
gonna come in
have.
here and be like, I thought this movie aged well.
And I went
You're just
into
like,
this movie thinking I'm gonna enjoy this because everybody who likes these movies likes this one too.
Right.
You have no idea how ostracized I feel not being in on the love of this stuff that all the people
Yeah.
whose opinions I respect have for this movie.
It's
I know, I'm
okay
trying
to
to
be
think of-
wrong. dude.
No, it's
No, it's not a matter of
not
that. We will justify it.
it's
I completely
lonely.
justify.
It's lonely.
No, but I'm trying to think if I have a movie like that I like watch.
Oh, I have a
Talladega Nights.
ton of movies
No,
that are
'cause I had
very
seen that.
well loved that I don't like.
No, I'm saying a movie that like everybody liked that you like wish you would have seen when you were young.
Yeah, I don't
You know that like aged out. You
That's
aged
a
out.
tough-
I'll tell you
Yeah.
the truth.
What?
I don't want to like this movie. I'm happy not liking this movie.
You know what's a movie I want to rewatch that I feel like people said good things like Red Dawn. I've never seen the old movie.
Yeah,
Red
I've never
Dawn.
seen Red Dawn.
You
but
never have?
No, I haven't either.
Oh shit! All right. Well, never mind. Maybe that's
good.
not like one
Well,
of
they
those.
remade it. You can watch them all.
Yeah, I saw
No,
that.
yeah.
I quit halfway through.
Ugh, that seems terrible. Doesn't Red Dawn kind of just seem like a much more serious Goonies?
Which one?
Yeah,
Like Red Dawn seems like a much more serious Goonies.
I'll give you that.
On the surface, but
Yeah, there could be whatever.
it looks like it's like
underneath, but on the
really
surface-
serious post-apocalyptic type,
Well, not
movie or something, right?
post-apocalyptic, but like
but on the verge of it, right?
no, it's
I thought
just
that's what
in
it
the
was.
middle. No, it's in the middle of an
It's
invasion.
communism, right? By
Yeah.
communists or something. Right?
Invasion by communism.
They're everywhere.
There's communism over there. Shoot it.
Well, no, because it was the 80s, so it's like that Russian communism.
By the way, we make these jokes. That's probably happening in somewhere in the country right now. Somebody's shooting at communism. They're shooting at hurricanes. They're going to shoot at communism.
Raul, something I think you could even appreciate having not liked the movie itself,
Uh-huh.
but some of the cameos and seeing some familiar old school or like faces that we know now. But
there were faces
who
that
do
I
you remember?
recognized, but I don't know that I knew who them by name.
okay, I could say
I know
one you're gonna know.
One of the homeless guys, I know him by name, but I can't remember what his name is.
Okay, forget him.
Okay.
Specifically,
Poor
I'm
guy.
I'm trying to point you.
God,
Jeez.
The
like
first scene-
Men in
Fuck
Black
that guy.
flashing in the eye. I don't even know what you're talking about.
The first scene in the barbershop, he has no
Yeah.
lines. He's sitting in the chair. Who is he?
Oh no, I didn't know.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Really?
Moving on. Who robs the fast food joint?
Obviously, Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that was obvious.
Sam Jackson.
Okay, good. Okay. Who else was there, Ro?
There was,
Louis Anderson obviously works in the restaurant.
There was another.
That's kind of a
There was a character whose actor he shares a last name with another actor, and I thought, "Oh, is that like his dad or like his brother or like something?"
because you know
Can't
his
remember.
names, or
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
saw it at the end.
The name,
Okay.
yeah, no, because I saw it in the credits. I was like,
Oh, you did
yeah,
see it in the
that's
credits.
a name that.
I thought of that too. I think you're thinking of the overweight guy, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, because I remember seeing that too, and I was like, "Is he related to the such and such?"
Yeah, I think he might.
But I'm gonna say no. I think it's probably not the case.
He just happens to have the same name.
Well, yeah, John Amos is the dad.
Okay, yeah,
Which I never knew
don't
his
really,
name.
I don't
He
really
looks
know.
familiar, right?
Yeah, he does look familiar.
Yeah.
Who else? What other names do we have there? This is the fun part of the
Madge
part of the-
Sinclair's the mom
Right.
of Sherry Heaton.
I did-
Paul
I-
Bates.
The girl.
Frankie
Oh,
Faison.
dude. So,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
talking
the
about the girl.
one.
they just- Are you guys talking about the girl they just showed?
Yeah,
We were talking about her.
the one that just pops up for no
yeah,
reason.
Yeah, she keeps popping up
She's
the
just
whole
like,
fucking movie.
Boobs lady. She's just like,
Yeah.
here's some boobs,
Yeah, I asked.
and back to the movie.
I asked Dan about that when he got here. I was like, "What was her
That
purpose?"
has to have been something that was cut out of the movie.
That's
as well.
what I said. Because
This
here
one,
she
right?
is again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is she famous or something?
I,
a
she's like a
cameo
nice
thing?
looking lady.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, but
Good for her. I
don't-
mean,
Imani. Well, I think her name
was
is Imani.
was that Eddie's girlfriend at the time?
yeah,
So she just wants some FaceTime.
That super fits.
Yeah.
All the
Okay.
the girls in this movie are all pretty. They're
This is.
all, but
you want the weird thing?
where does she come?
Okay, here's the weird thing. In her credits, right, for her character name,
Yeah.
it says Amani Easy, but then in parentheses as Vanessa Bell, but then Vanessa Bell Calloway is her real name. So does that mean that she was supposed to be somebody? So it's like,
I say you
you know what I'm
Google
saying?
Vanessa Bell dating.
I'll leave that to Mike.
I haven't found out.
But yeah,
so-
Sherry Headley is our main lady. She's,
Hold on. So the Faison thing. Are you thinking of Faison Love?
What?
Yeah. Oh,
The
maybe.
actor
yeah,
Faison
I
Love?
think so.
Maybe? Or oh no, Donald Faison.
Is
Donald
that the
Faison from
dude
Scrubs.
Scrubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Wow.
Okay, yeah. So
That's what I was
the landlord's a dude we've seen in everything. His name's Frankie Faison.
Okay, and he's
And
related to
let's
Donald
see.
Faison?
I don't know. He's an actor.
there he
Silence
is,
of the Lambs.
Frankie Faison.
Okay, he has 3 children. Let's look this up.
Oh, you guys, we're
gonna
gonna
be
get an
exciting.
answer right now.
Donald Faison. father.
Oh, I can recast this whole movie as I'm watching it.
Do you feel like he looks
Don
like him a little
Amici is
bit?
the guy that I've heard of before, and I can't remember where I'm from.
No, wait, you got the wrong person, Dan. That's the wrong name.
Donald Faison.
No, for the girl.
Oh, is it the wrong name?
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's what it
That's
says
not
on
who you're supposed to
IMDb.
look at.
That wasn't the one?
Nope.
I swear. Are you sure?
Did you
100%.
Did you guys-
I saw the weird name thing. So I was like,
when they're at that rally, and they cut to the dad of the McDowell's guy, right,
Mhm.
and his daughter next to him. You know, the
Yeah.
younger daughter.
Yeah.
I immediately thought that's the girl that's going to be the girl.
Really?
And then they introduced the other sister, the older sister, and I was like, oh no, clearly that's this one is too young. I thought, but yeah, at first I was like, oh, that she looks fresh faced and she's doing like a serving job, you know, like
Yeah.
that made me think, oh yeah, that's
here,
good.
you ready for this? So there's actually a pop-up question when you type in Donald Faison father. Is Donald Faison related to Frankie Faison? He is not related to Scrubs and Clueless star Donald Faison.
Okay.
Faison received an honorary doctorate degree from his alma mater.
Which
that's
Faison?
other stuff. Yeah, I think that's Frankie. 'Cause
Okay.
That's under his wiki.
Huh. All right. So they're not
he
related.
received
There you go.
something. Okay, good.
A mystery solved, everybody.
Solved.
Who is Don Amici?
Side note, Donald Faison has 6 kids. What the fuck? That's where I guess he's been all this
Hey,
time. He just popped
feel
up
like
on
Probably can afford it.
he just
He's an
popped up on
interesting
Ray
person
Donovan,
in real
dude.
life.
Is he really?
Like a small part. Yeah. That's funny.
No. He's an interesting
Oh, sorry.
person, Mike was saying.
Yeah, he's kind of interesting.
Is he crazy? Is he weird? Is he awesome?
I've run into him like twice sober and like 4 or 5 times when he was wasted.
All right. So he's
And
a-
each time I was just like, huh. You're
Guy likes to party.
yeah. Yeah. One time he
All
almost
right.
threw up on my car. I was like, whoa, bro.
Oh man, that's almost the cool story.
No, because it was like a shitty situation, but
I mean,
Yeah.
not cool.
not with him. The situation wasn't shitty with him. It was like I was visiting someone else.
You were like, you've met him like 6 times, and like you've developed a relationship over these 6 times.
Well, no, it was weird because like I remember like the 4th or 5th time,
Uh-huh.
I was like, because we're in front of fuck, I can't remember
Was this when Scrubs was out on?
No.
Before
This was like
after between?
yeah, it was like
Scrubs
right
and-
after Scrubs ended. What is that guy? He's like the white guy who was big in the late 90s.
Dolph Lundgren,
No. He's like for teenagers, and he's like a pain in the ass.
Jonathan.
He did
Taylor
that
Thomas.
he did that movie where he was like a rapper.
No clue.
You know who I'm talking about.
I
Jamie
can't think
Kennedy.
of it now.
There you go, Jamie
Yeah!
Kennedy. We're in front of
Yeah!
Jamie Kennedy's
See how I
house.
did that?
High
Yes. We're
Yeah.
in front of
You
Jamie
got it.
Kennedy's
Let's
house.
see if
and
we can hear like a,
he was like-
clapping sound.
he was like, "Why the hell are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
always
you
here?"
hear
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy from everything I've heard is a horrible person.
Oh, he is. Well, that's what I was saying. Is a shitty situation because we were
Ah,
at Jamie
gotcha,
Kennedy's
gotcha,
house,
gotcha.
but he was walking
Oh,
by
I
and he
know
was
that.
like, "Why the fuck are you always here?" And I was
That
like,
was
because I'm work.
he made half of a really interesting documentary. Though, have you seen Heckler?
No.
It's like halfway through the movie, he's been telling a really interesting story about how comedians deal with hecklers,
Mhm.
and then the rest of the movie is about how he hates that critics talk shit about him,
Ah,
and that critique is not a valuable thing. Like there's no that like the whole you didn't make anything, you just shit on other things, and that makes you special. That argument.
right.
That, by the way, listeners, is a bullshit argument.
Yeah.
Critique is absolutely necessary and is
Yeah.
important and is difficult
And it doesn't mean you have to be the thing that you're.
and can be done well and can be done badly.
yeah.
Wow.
That's an important thing that a lot of people shit on critics. I'm not a critic. I just like
Yeah.
talking about shit. I don't consider myself a critic. People shit on critics and it's stupid.
Yeah.
How do you know then? How do you just go out into the world with your arms and legs stretched out like a starfish and just absorb
Well, we need
every possible movie?
That's true.
we
That's
need like a
dumb.
forum. We need like a forum for like discourse.
Of course.
On things to be-
on
yeah.
everything. On
Yeah.
literally everything.
Yeah.
And art most so.
Right.
Because it's the thing that you can approach from the most possible
Yeah.
angles. Don't think critics are bad. Go find a critic you like.
Oh, look at that in the credits. The filmmakers wish to thank McDonald's Corporation. There it is.
Neat. Good.
So
They
overall,
also
they gave
thank
them a thing.
the
Look, Max Landis at the
Zindamba
bottom.
Film Commission.
Max Landis before we would grow up to know what he would grow up to be.
Yeah, all his kids. That's funny. Oh, Raul. So me and Mike
Yeah.
too. This is another thing we were kind of thinking about. So like when I was young watching this, I thought that. Wait, Mike, how did this go with the girl? Oh yeah, the girl seemed older.
Yeah.
Which one?
That like
The main girl?
Eddie Murphy
Yeah, like
seemed
the main
young.
love interest.
Yeah, like Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
seemed like a young guy, and the love interest seemed older.
That's why I was just
in
telling Mike when you were
mentality.
looking something up
Oh, okay.
that I
What?
thought at first glance the younger sister was going to be the girl.
Oh.
Well, no, but here,
just at first
so,
glance.
Okay, so
let
this
him
is the
finish
thing.
the twist.
Yeah. So that's what we thought when we were young. But then now watching it again, the girl seems super young.
Oh, yeah.
And Eddie seems old.
Whale. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Which is what you thought, right? Were you thinking
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Because that's what you're saying. You
That's
thought the
why
younger daughter was
That's why I
older.
even thought the young, because I was
Yeah.
like, well, this is a movie from the 80s, so they're going to get a child to play his wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was, no, I was telling
But
Mike,
back in the day, she seemed older because the way she dressed, I guess,
well,
and carried herself.
shoulder pads
demeanor.
add 5 years. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. And she's working in the restaurant, like
And she's
Putting
dressed
the
like
numbers
a
in.
she's dressed like a older
Like a
woman,
housewife.
like
Yeah.
not even like a housewife, like a lady that goes to like
a proper.
social events, you know,
Right.
like a
Career woman.
40-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
where now
Now she seems like a college.
or even back
age,
then
right?
you would think like she's a very responsible person, so she doesn't wear spandex like she would if this were another movie,
Right.
in the same time
Right. Yeah.
because that's what cool chicks wore during this time, spandex. True.
Yeah.
All right,
That's very
did we get as much as we can out of this movie?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think pretty much. I was like questioning the beginning. Like the only thing I was thinking about from the beginning was like, because obviously it's supposed to take place in Africa, but this is like a made up place, like the Black Panther country, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Black
like
Panther country. What? No,
Wait,
the,
Black
the name
Panther.
of the country is
It's a
joke
made-up
from
name.
Richard Pryor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Zamunda?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know
okay.
that. Tell us a joke.
Black. No, it's
The
just
other
like he
joke?
has a joke about
He
an African
refers to-
tribe he hung out with, and that's what they're called.
Oh, okay.
The Zamundi.
Well, that gives a little bit of context. But in terms of like this, looking at this like palace in the middle of a jungle,
I was confused about that.
yeah, it was a
like-
little like I was just like,
Why
okay,
is
are
the
we gonna
palace
parallel?
not closer to the city that this palace, or like
Yeah, I think you're
how
supposed
can
to
they
just like
govern
put all
from
that
the
on.
middle of the jungle?
Right. Well, I think it's just it's a very small little country, probably. I guess because it seems like they control everything, like the government, like they're the government.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Too.
saying. They are the
Yeah.
government. They're
Yeah.
absolutely the government.
Yeah.
And they had a
So they
huge
can rule from
palace.
there. They can rule from anywhere.
You imagine they have to have some like large city nearby, but it seemed like they
Right.
were miles and miles of jungle around that palace.
Yeah. And I was just more looking at like the old.
Inconvenient something.
Well, did you see like the backdrops?
That's
Is
how
like
like some of the palaces are in Ethiopia.
Really?
So
I didn't know that.
I just looked.
that's the thing. I think yeah, our images of Africa are not, which is again why
Yeah.
this is an interesting
This is
take
about-
on an African based
Yeah.
thing is to see like really rich,
This is my this is my
Royalty.
take on palaces, not my take on Africa. Like,
exactly.
I imagine palaces to be near things that they can govern.
Yeah, not just in the middle of yeah. And especially because they're in the jungle, but then the walls inside the building are painted like jungle.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just like
well, it's
Why do we have-
It's
why
like
do we
the
just have
whole
glass?
bringing the outdoors in type thing.
no, but I really
I
wonder if it's supposed to be fake.
you know what?
Backdrops,
What was
too.
really fun though? The orchestra that they bring in. To
Yeah,
wake
to
them
wake him up.
That was good. I like that. a
Oh,
lot.
that joke was
I
a
enjoyed
Too
misdirect.
much money.
I
It's
enjoyed
too much
that.
money.
No, because they didn't
Oh,
tell you.
It was insane. The things that people had jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there was a new person for every. Like you imagine, there's butt wipers,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
plural,
That was funny.
because there's one for each wipe.
Yeah. But again, that's almost an SNL sketch type
Yeah.
situation.
If the movie had
Yeah.
been just like that, I
Yeah.
think I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah. More jokes like that, just
Yeah.
like bam, bam.
If you
bam,
want to
yeah.
make him the straight man, make the whole world funny.
Yeah, right.
Like that works for me.
Right.
Anyways,
I feel you.
if you had a problem with any of my thoughts, just send them over
Fuck
to at Eddie Murphy on Twitter. Just shoot them that way. Hashtag down the watch. Maybe he'll
Maybe
If you'll
hashtag
listen to
Raul,
us, yeah.
Raul hates Eddie.
come on.
I like that.
I'm trying to get us listeners, not.
No, I'm trying to get
already
the
gonna
hate.
get hate.
If we get anything, guess what hate is? Hate's
What?
attention.
Yeah.
And we need attention.
No, we're not
We need
like
to-
those people.
No,
We're
we need
not like
something.
those people.
We need something because we ain't getting nothing.
We're getting plenty from the people who are listening to this. Thank you very much. You
Yeah,
guys are
fine.
awesome.
But I'm just saying, if you
Yeah,
reach
yeah,
out,
Seriously.
no, but that's
Thank
still
you guys.
discourse. Hey, don't
Dan is
silence.
diminishing you guys.
No, but don't
I think
silence.
you're one.
I'm saying haters, but I'm saying hating in terms of the context of an opinion that doesn't agree with you. So you can't hate on them.
Oh,
That's what
guess.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying
But
people
I'm not
just
trying
like,
to. This is not to rile up hate. This is an honest opinion.
I know, but I'm saying if that
in this-
sparks
But in
discourse,
this
then
world,
good.
But that's like saying we're gonna get political, and I don't want to get political.
No, don't do that.
All right, guys.
I'm just
So
saying.
we'll see you guys next time.
Adios.
Do the thing.
Oh, okay, fine. Down to watch at Down to Watch and Facebook.com/Down to Watch are the two places you can send us stuff, and we wanna read stuff on the air from you guys. So please, anybody, hit us up.
All right. Bye.
Adios.